You deserve to take up space. Stop shrinking to fit into places you have outgrown. Live big. Hey guys, it's I, aka Nkiru the Love Guru, and it has been 24 hours since my last confession. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today because you already know that I am. I am back to give you guys a little bit of guidance and self-care, self-love, shadow work, and most importantly, accountability. You know what we do here on this podcast? We confess and take accountability for our areas of our lives that we can improve on. So let's get right into it. Today's confession is I am learning to take up space. Okay, so this is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. We struggle with the notion of taking up space in this world because it is a balance of understanding selflessness and selfishness. There are a lot of people that take up more than their share of space, more than their share of energy, more than their share of effort in this world, and leaves a lot of people who are healers or givers with very little space left. And so people feel guilty about taking the little that is left for themselves. I'm here to tell you that it is very, very important that you learn how to take up space for yourself. You are placed on this earth, just like everybody else, to have an experience on this earth, and your experience is just as valid and important as everyone else's is. Make sure that you do not get so lost in playing a supporting cast member to everybody else's story that you forget about your own plot line. It is very important that you are taking up space and taking up time and effort for the story that centers you. Now, what are some of the ways that you can do this? You can create a list of wants, things that you want out of your life, things that you want to do, things that you want to express. That's one of the things that you can do. You can do things that you want to do. So you don't always have to be present for or show up for things that people want out of you, and cancel the things that you want to do for yourself. Make you wanting to do something is reason enough. The way that you jump to be there for someone else, you need to be able to jump to be there for yourself. So do things that you want to do. That's a way that you can take up space. Another way that you can take up space is by being present and aware of your emotions and your feelings. This takes for you to understand and comprehend your emotions and feelings. Once you have a proper understanding and comprehension of your emotions and feelings, then you can start to be present and aware of them. You can start to speak to them as they are, as you are experiencing them, instead of allowing them to fester and cultivate traumas that you have to navigate in the future. Be present in the moment. Be present in the emotion. Be present in the feeling. Be aware of how that makes you feel and speak and advocate for yourself. That's the next one. Advocate for yourself if necessary. Set boundaries. It is important that you do that. It is so important that we champion ourselves. You know, it is so important that we protect and champion protecting ourselves. It is a very important thing for us to do. So when there is an issue or whether there is boundaries that need to be set, you have to learn how to speak up for those situations and make sure you are setting healthy boundaries so that your space is not being usurped by someone else. The last thing that you can do to take up space in this world is find healthy ways to express yourself. Your voice is valuable. Your voice is valuable in the space too. Your thoughts are important in the space too. Your input is needed just like everybody else's input is needed. Don't shrink yourself to fit into places. If you are there, then be there fully. Show up fully. Completely and fully. Show up and be there fully. Don't feel like you have to be a miniature pocket-sized version of yourself just because they invited you. If they invited you, then they need to accept all of you. If you're there, be there completely. Okay, yesterday's action item was, what comes easy to you? What comes easy to you? To me, what comes easy to me is supporting and encouraging people. It's second nature for me. Supporting and encouraging people is second nature for me. That is something that comes easy to me. Another thing that comes easy to me is music. Creating music comes easy to me. Flows out of me easily. Another thing, competition. I love games. I love game shows. I love to compete. It comes easy to me. It comes natural to me. So because these are things that comes easy to me, they're natural to me, then I understand that these are some of the places where my passions may be centered, where my purpose could be coming from. So finding out what comes easy to you helps you to identify your purpose and your passion. So those are my things, and they kind of give you a hint as to why I champion the things that I do in my life. Okay, we're going to open this Bible really quickly. Turn with me to Philippians chapter 4. Philippians 4 and verse 8. And it reads, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So we have to make sure that we are putting our mind, we're putting our energy, we're putting our effort, we're allowing the space in the crevices and the corners of our mind to be filled with things that are edifying, that are encouraging, that are going to uplift and encourage healthy connections, healthy relationships, and healthy boundaries with one another. So we need to make sure that we are filling our mind with positive virtues. Positive virtues. Okay, next turn with me to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This is once again tapping into making sure that your mind is in alignment with what it is that you truly want, not letting what is on the outside in this world conform or transform you into something that you do not resonate with, or you are not in alignment with. You have to take up space in this world. If you are a man or a woman of God, and the way that your thoughts and your ways are in alignment with God's thoughts and ways, then even if this world is not resonating with that or not championing that, don't feel like you have to shrink or disappear or not be fully yourself in order to be accepted in this world. There's a period of time where I struggle with that quite a bit. I do still some days I still do struggle with that a little bit, of understanding that it is okay to show up as your full self in some of these spaces. Being a spiritually led person, you get into certain situations to where you feel like, is it okay for me to be here? It's always okay for you to be there. You're there. You're invited there. The question is, are you going to truly show up? Or are you going to put on a mask or shrink yourself down or hide your light under a bushel because you don't feel like you need to be there? Show up as yourself. And what's meant to resonate with you will, and what's not meant to resonate with you will get away from you. And that is a fact. That is a stone cold fact. People will get away from you if you don't resonate with them, and the energy is not reciprocal or any sort. They will get away from you. You don't have to worry about it. What's supposed to be around you will be, and what's not will get. God will. It will move. It will move. The light repels the darkness each and every time. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Turn with me to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4. Okay, we'll read verse 23. It says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." So what you keep in your heart is what will magnify, what will amplify, what will grow. So you have to keep your heart as light as you possibly can keep it. Don't hold on to too much heaviness, too much tumultuous baggage. When you're experiencing or when you are going through something, try not to retain or to allow your heart to be bogged down by the worries and the struggles of this world. Try your best. It's difficult to do, but it's not impossible to do. It is difficult to do, but allow your heart to remain light, because that is how you stay in the energy and the that's how you stay in the energy and the connection to what you're supposed to be connected to when it comes to the virtues of God. That's how you do that. You do that by keeping your heart light, because it's almost impossible to be in a virtuous situation with God with a heavy, darkened heart. It's almost impossible to do, because your heart is battling the darkness and the heaviness that's in it. It can't project something that's not in it. It's like trying to withdraw money from a bank account that doesn't have money in it. So you have to deposit kindness into your heart daily. Deposit joy into your heart daily. Patience, grace, mercy, perseverance, endurance, love, long suffering, all those things. Deposit it in your heart. And as you walk throughout this world, you'll make little withdrawals, because you'll have moments where your patience is tested. You have moments where your love is questioned. You have moments where grace needs to be extended. You have moments where joy needs to be injected into the situation. You'll have moments where you'll take those deposits, but they need to be there for you to be able to make those withdrawals. They need to be there. If they're not there, then you're insufficient funds. It's impossible to walk in the virtues if you don't have them in the bank. Okay, one more before we go. Turn with me to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. And it reads, "But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called ye out of darkness into his marvelous light." So we have to understand that we are a set apart people. You're not always going to fit in, and that's okay. You are a chosen generation. You are a royal priesthood. You come from a holy nation. You are a peculiar people. Okay? So that's none of that should give you the indication that you're going to be just easily accepted by the masses. You are set apart. So it's okay if you don't feel like you fit in. Take the space that is given to you as you are set apart. And you will find others gravitating to you with their space to where you make your own area, your own lane, your own space that is a sanctuary for you and those just like you. Well, we can't leave without giving you an action item to help you through this. So here it is. Today's action item. Today's action item. Action item. What can you do to stake claim on the space allotted for you in this world? What can you do to stake claim on the space allotted for you in this world? What can you do to stake claim on the space allotted for you in this world? Well, that's all that I have for you today. You know that I love you, so I need you to love on yourself too. And even if you don't feel like you're able to today, know that I am sending you all the love, light, peace, and positivity that I possibly can. No matter what, keep on pushing and persevering and remain accountable. I love you so much. And until next time, bye.